Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Into the Breach. We've got 2 islands to go, and I think a pretty powerful squad to go on them with, to do the thing, whatever. Listen, we just have to survive to the end of the 4th island. As long as we have no major screw-ups and no deaths here, we're going to be okay, and I think that this is in the cards. I'm a little worried about the fact that both of the remaining islands have those really annoying burrowing guys who summon the mountains. We don't really have super great answers to that. I do think this island is going to be considerably more annoying. Yeah, so let's do Pinnacle last. Where the enemies are most difficult, we want the island itself to be easiest. Alright, destroy the acid vats, protect the power generator. We do still need to continue getting more powerful. We need to buy a lot of reactors at the end of this island. Yeah, alright, we can do this. Let's see. So if I put down right here, I'm a little worried that this guy is going to move here. We'll have trouble dealing with him there. But if I put down right here, he's just going to do the same thing. Yeah. And if we do this, there's some chance at least that he moves to here instead, which would be really useful for us. This is going to be a tricky one. I can already tell. It's one of those pods. Good eye. Come on. Oh! Alright, didn't see that coming. Well, this jump deals with a couple of problems. Question is, how do we stop this guy? He did cover himself in acid, so actually a sword strike does a fine job of that. Once again, Silica in the Leap Mech, able to solve basically all of our problems by himself. So I guess we just, we can have the Nanomech push this guy into charging into the water. Have the Unstable Mech just shoot the Shell Scion. That's not a very fancy move. Let's do this before we do anything else that causes damage. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. This first, because otherwise I hit the Unstable Mech with my sword. And we get that 2-point heal every time we kill something. It's very, very strong. Alright, well, we evened the playing field there quite a bit. Alright, and that's just lovely. So it's still a lot of health. So I can do 2 damage on the hit to this guy and push him over 1. Alright, here's what we're going to do. And then, now that we've done this, push him here. It was not a good idea to do the jump before pushing him because he would have slammed into the buildings. But this way, both of the acid vats are on 1 health. And we are facing very little opposition now. Oh, I think I'm going to do this. Don't really think we need to kill this guy this turn. I'm going to go ahead and smash the second acid vat just to get that done with. And then I guess it would have been nice to be able to push him onto the spawner, but unfortunately we don't quite have the move for that. So this guy's coming up already covered in acid. And remember, we still have a use of our sword left. So if we do the sword here, let's say we move the unstable mech over to here to take this shot so that this guy will charge into the water. We do the sword thing here. That kills both of these guys. Oh no, yeah, it'll kill him because it'll push him into the nanomech. And then the nanomech just pushes that out of the way. That seems like a pretty good solution. So you need to move first so you only take 1 damage. Oh, yeah, okay. You had to get out of the way first. Everything is still fine, you just gotta get out of the way. Alright, there we go. Prospero, you're going to be working in this garden for a long, long time. I meant that to be comforting. It came out a lot more ominous than I had intended. Prospero, you will never, never be allowed to rest. You must fight Vec for all of eternity. Whatever eternity means. You know, what with us being able to time travel and everything. It does complicate things slightly. Let's see here. Where do we want to be? Probably we want to put this here. Alright, I'm feeling like our team's pretty powerful now. We have a lot of damage. So we're gonna have to do scrap heap no matter what. We may as well do it. Oh, and it's the disposal unit. I love the disposal unit. It's almost as good as the terraformer. Let's see, so we're gonna probably see some charging. We can usually put the jump mech sort of off to the side because he has a huge amount of mobility. Okay, well, this is annoying. Let's see here. The disposal unit, or the acid launcher, obviously gets to deal with 2 of these enemies. It's probably these 2. Because these guys have relatively low health. Okay, let's do that. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. I should have left the armor on, because then this guy survives this shot and also blocks the spawn, and then the spawn block kills him. And then we kill the Scion after that. That would have been better. Fortunately, it turns out not to matter too much. Let's go ahead and take this out while we have a nice, easy opportunity. And then I'm just going to use one of our sword strikes to deal with this. You 2 can block spawns. Okay. Now we only need 1 shot to finish clearing the mountains, which means we have the a little bit of time the disposer can use to do other things. That's awkward. In fact, the unstable mech can't quite get to a position where it won't get itself coated in acid. The damage that it deals to itself is significant, so we really, really don't want it to be doubled. Well, we can just push this thing off. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we may as well get rid of those. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, is just hitting him with the acid and pushing him. But we can do this. Alright, and now we get to use the disposal unit to just shoot wherever is juiciest. So this is a kill. Trying to make sure we get some XP focused on the people who still need it. Alright, and then we kill this guy with the disposal unit, not with the mech, because this will spread some of its XP out to the one guy who's not level 3 yet. Okay. Only one, but hey, one's better than 0. Our squad is really coming along. +1 move is fantastic. Honestly, that's probably about the same value as +1 reactor here, because I probably would have just used the reactor for plus move. So yeah, I'm really happy to see that. Alright, well, I think we pretty obviously want to do this, and then, I don't know, like disposal site C or something. Let's go ahead and do this. It's a little bit of an awkward setup given the enemies. We can't put ourselves in a position where they'll be able to charge us, but they won't be able to charge buildings. But I can at least be off to the sides like this, so that if they do set up for the charge, we'll be able to push them to the outside. Of course, there's pretty good odds that they just ignore us entirely and attack the buildings, which will... yeah, like that. It's a little unfortunate. That makes it much more unfortunate, because now we can't just push him to the side trivially. Oh, hey! Additional guys coming out of the acid. Great. Well... okay. If we... this is bad. Okay, so a jump to right here kills both of these guys. Does 1 damage to you. And then we can... boy, what can we do? Once I've done that, I can do a... I could use one of these two, either the tank with a booster jump or the nanomech, to push the beetle out this way, where he'll charge into the backside of the alpha firefly, but that doesn't actually kill the alpha firefly, who we have no way of dealing with. Right, so jump to here. I mean, it feels like the right play. It's pretty good. But it does leave us with some questions that are difficult to answer. I think what we have to do here is tank. So if I push this guy out to the side, and then I just set the unstable mech here. Wait, his attack does 3 damage? Okay, I got it. We push you out to the side, and then we use the unstable mech to do this. Okay, so now the beetle's attack will do 3 damage to that thing and push him into the tank for a 4th damage, which means his attack will never happen. We don't have to eat that 3. There we go. Well, you know, we're getting some use out of those boosters already. Well, that's a little awkward. This thing where there are additional enemies coming up beyond the spawns is a problem for me. That needs to stop happening. So this guy being here makes it no longer possible to do the thing I wanted, which was to just push the alpha beetle out to here and let him charge himself out of the map. Okay, how am I going to do this? So we can do a jump to here. Deals with about half of our problems. We could do like sword downward, then jump, which frees you up to push this guy out of the way. Actually, I like that a lot. Sword downward, then jump to here. Then we... I'm in pretty good shape, so I could just use the boosters to move this guy downward. We don't endure any power damage that way. The leap mech takes 1, which is pretty much irrelevant. Oh no, that's right, I can fly. I could just come over here and shoot him to death. And then we just push you this way. It's not totally ideal, and it means that we get 3 more enemies coming up next turn, because I'm sure another Alpha Hornet's going to come out of the acid. Yeah, it's rough, but I do not see a better play. Okay, well, Leapers are certainly not the most dangerous enemies. Because we have good mobility. What are we going to do about this? Well, I have a pretty good jump. We could do like jump and then sword, kill both of them. That's almost certainly right. Jump and then sword. And then we do this. That'll take care of that. And you just... I mean, I can just boost out. You can also just kill him. Again, I don't really like this particular character. Oh no, he's not going to fall in the acid. That's right. I was going to say I don't really want him to get dunked in the acid, but he flies, doesn't he? So it turns out it's not an issue, because Prospero is awesome. Alright, and there's the max out for everybody. We now have 2 mech damage on us, which I think we should be able to keep from escalating crazily. Okay, and because we're all at max HP now, we no longer have to worry about actually killing enemies. Everything is just about achieving the mission outcomes that we want. We don't have to worry about meta advancement, which does simplify things a little bit. Alright, what did we get? Alright. So there's not actually a difference, really, between Star Bolt and Star Bolt Bolt. We may as well do one of these. Do one of the easier ones. Take less than 3 grid damage, protect the coal plant. This has the teleport facility. The teleporters are interesting, but I think we're going to have a better time on this one. So this guy only has 3 move. No matter what we do, he's going here. Which is actually kind of awkward. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's not the way I wanted this to go. Well, so yeah, okay. The flying enemies are moved by the conveyor belt, despite that not really making any sense. So, we could jump to here. I can't remember if jumping on a time pod kills it, or if you collect it before you do the damage in the space. I think you collect it. I believe I remember that jumping on a pod is okay. So, like, if we push this guy down and then jump here, it kills you, it kills you. It does 2 damage and pushes you to here. And that seems like a pretty good start to me. I am absolutely going to restart if this kills the pod, by the way. Yep, it does. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we want to give up our perfect island. This is a really good solution, though. Alright, let's see if we can figure out a way to do it that keeps the pod intact, because I would like, you know, 5 or 6 more reactors. Well, we can... Let me think here. We could still do this push, and then we could jump to here and kill that guy, deal 3 damage to you. No, that's not very good. Let's see, I could... can move to here and do a sword in these 3 spaces. So we're looking at then dead, 1 damage, and then we could... So we can move the unstable mech down to here. No, that doesn't... That's not good. It's actually pretty tough to deal with both of these guys in any way other than jumping here. How about if I... You know, I guess we don't actually have to deal with this guy, do we? We just move out of the way. So... Boy, that is a little awkward, though. Well, okay, so we could use the sword to deal with this guy. We can just push this one off. It gives the unstable mech, I mean, nothing to do. Also, I'm not 100% sure this won't kill the pod. So I can do this, right? If I do that way, though, then we have no way to get the nanomech free of the Alpha Leaper. Because the tank will end up in this space. If I do just come down here, and if we push the Alpha Leaper off first, and then I do this, I take 2 damage from my own cannon, but then I heal it all off. I take 1 damage from the collision, so I end up at 4. I would eat this charge and go to 3. Oh, you know what? I can't let him charge over the time pod, though. So, actually, that's pretty good, then. Or maybe I even jump here first? Yeah, okay. I like this. And then you come here, collect the pod to keep it safe, deal with that guy, and now this dude can be allowed to charge through. Oh yeah, also that happens. Even better. I kind of forgot about that. I was like, okay, well, this guy's dealt with, and then he just was out of my brain. Well, the unstable mech can do a pretty easy... can make pretty easy work of this by just jumping here. Right? That pushes that guy to a position where he'll charge into the water, and this guy just sort of out of the play. And then we can have these two just block spawns. Yeah, alright, that seems fine to me. Maintaining our 0 grid damage, doing an okay job with our mech's health. And being far away from the buildings enough that enemies that target us won't accidentally hit the buildings if we move out of the way, which is always a concern. So we can kill him pretty easily by just like moving here and then jumping. We can take you, yeah, all these guys are easy enough to deal with. We have to let all of the spawns happen, but I do love the mobility of the jump mech. So we end up with 4 enemies, and only one of them is already coated with horrible, horrible acid. Oh yeah, I forgot we hadn't had a Scion yet. So I basically, I should have known that we didn't actually have that many enemies incoming. Well, hard to imagine this is wrong. And then I was trying to figure out if I could safely let this... Actually, yeah, we totally can let that guy kill that. I mean, it doesn't do anything. We don't need this dude to be dead. But it's funny. You know, there's that. That counts for something. Okay, we're getting through it. Some of these are turning out to be a little difficult. It's also worth noting, I haven't mentioned it yet, but we don't actually have to do a good job on the 4th island, we just have to make it to the end. So I'm not going to be concerned about the... ooh. Mech gains armored and starts with a reactor. Well, that's actually pretty interesting. Do I want to put you in over plus HP guy? Because we could just use his spare reactor to get the plus HP, and then that's a pretty even trade right there, and then also his mech is armored. Yeah, let's do that. I'm not sure that this is actually where we want him. No, it is. Yeah, seems pretty good. Alright, so I would like to perfect island here, but like I'm saying, on the last island, it doesn't really matter. Right, once again, just trying to bait them into charging up up lanes that don't actually have any buildings in them, if we can. They will not be so easily fooled. Well... A jump to here is pretty powerful. We can just push this guy into the acid, obviously. Probably what we want to do is push this guy into the acid, and then push the beetle leader to here. He'll kill the shell scion, and he'll block the spawn. So the question is just what the best way to do that is. It's probably this. And then do this with a jump so that we deal at least a little bit of damage. And you... Again, just dealing small amounts of damage while accomplishing other goals. Okay, that's handy. And once again, we can get a significant amount done here just by accomplishing just a little push. So... we can also just kill this guy, actually. His health is low enough. Yeah, let's do that. Trying to find the angle where I can kill this guy and not end up in some acid. Okay, and then you get to... Yeah, put yourself in a little bit of a position, health-wise, but block a spawn. Yeah, this... it's not a surprise, I suppose. I was about to say, this squad sure does feel powerful, but we knew that already. Wow. They are focused. You gotta give them that. Well, do I want to do anything other than just get out of the way? I suppose... I was going to say it would be cool if we could push this guy over to here, but we cannot, in fact. I mean, I can. The sword doesn't quite kill him, actually. Yeah, we could do this. So that guy kills the big beetle. Then he gets rushed by... Or he kills the big firefly. Then he gets rushed by the beetle, which blocks the spawn. I don't think I want to interrupt this at all. I think I want to just kind of let this unfold. Unfortunately, that means we can't block either of these spawns because we would be in the path. But I think we're good here. Well, that's not super helpful. Okay. Yeah, this seems pretty straightforward. I know I just said that it wasn't super helpful for this guy to be covered with acid, but I'm going to solve that problem by covering him with even more acid. And then up here we get a good sword strike. We do not get a good sword strike. I used my sword twice already. Uh-oh. Then we should probably reset the turn. It doesn't matter a huge amount if we take 2 damage here. Is there a way to do this better? Unfortunately, there's nowhere relevant for the leap mech to jump to. So we're not going to get used to, we're not going to be able to take much advantage of his double action here. So we could push you this way. But we can't really do anything else relevant. Actually, it might not be possible for us to avoid all of the damage here. Yeah, because there's no version of hitting this guy that takes fewer than 2 of us. Yeah, alright. I'll just take the 2 damage. That's fine. Yeah, okay. Abe, don't... That doesn't seem like a fair tack to take here. They probably had very good reasons for not evacuating weeks ago. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I do like the Titan Fist. Especially if we get enough cores to put the dash on. That would allow him to adjust his position in a different way. Which sometimes will be very useful. And it will also mean that we have access to an attack that doesn't damage all adjacent squares. Yeah, I think we're taking that. Okay, so let's offload David. You're doing a fine job. Just, you're needed elsewhere. A shield tank. That's pretty cool. So I think I'm going to dump my sword. Ah, am I? The sword's awfully good. This is also awfully good, though. Also, the Titan Fist can be put up to 4 damage, which is certainly something. Yeah, I think I'm going to offload my sword. It's a good weapon, but this is also a very good weapon. Although I guess I was concerned about the diggers, and the sword is a particularly good weapon against them, because you can stand diagonally adjacent to them and still hit them, which this does not allow you to do. Yeah, you know what, maybe this was the wrong pick. Maybe I should have just taken the pilot so I could trade him for 2 reputation. Well... what else would I take? Smoke Drop's pretty good. We could get rid of the Titan Fist and take Smoke Drop and 3 reactors, or Shield Tank and 3 reactors. Yeah, so all that we got, all that is different here than if we had taken the pilot is that we're going to end up with 1 less grid power, which is fine. Yeah, the Smoke Drop is handy. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my sword. Oh, we don't actually have a free slot. If I took the Smoke Drop, it would replace, like, the boosters. That's actually probably fine, though, right? The boosters are not awesome. Yeah, I'd rather have Smoke Drop. Okay. So, 3 reactors. 4 reactors. It is nice that that doesn't have any, cost. You're pretty much maxed out. We can actually install 4 more reactors here, so we have to decide what we actually want. We can install 2 more reactors here, turn this +1 each into just +1. And then install 2 reactors here and do the same thing. And the next time we get a reactor, we can gain even more capability, or let's do this. Let's just really commit to this. You know what? Let's really commit to the sword. And then we can start building toward his next damage up. It's like, give you a move for now, I guess? 5 movement and flying gives him a lot of access to everything. Alright, so we got a Firefly leader here. Again, it doesn't actually... we don't have to do well, so it doesn't matter whether we can kill the leader. We just have to not lose before the end of the final battle. Yeah, this is all very doable. And just, yeah, okay, just making sure that I hadn't screwed this up in some way and, I don't know, forgotten about it or something. I think it's worth going for the reactor here. Remember, we don't have to accomplish any missions at all if we don't want to. The reputation is meaningless to us anyway. We definitely will not be able to use it because we are definitely just ending the run at the end of this island. I have a pretty good feeling about this, though. My feelings are less good now. This is annoying. Boy, everybody really wants this building dead. Well, like I said, we can just kill these robots, since I don't care about reputation. And that actually does simplify things tremendously, doesn't it? Because I can just use the nanomech to splat them against each other. And then... yeah, that really does make things simple. Okay, let's do that. Alright, what's the next play? I work together to get that guy dead. Do I want to do that? Probably not. I'll probably just repair the 1 damage I dealt to myself. Okay, this should be pretty easy with the extra frost tank and everything. Please stop doing that. Alright, this is pretty straightforward. Well, if you're only going to get one enemy spawn, that is certainly the most annoying one I can think of. Of the available options, that is. Well, let's just do this, so I don't have to worry about you. Yeah, sure. We'll just stay put and sword this guy good. Cover this up. Move you out to here. Maybe you can get over here in time to actually do something. Alright, turns out everybody who has actions left also is at full health. This poor guy couldn't move to a position where he could attack. Well, then I think we're good. It's true, the hazardous mechs are heroes. Tell us more about how great we are. Okay, break 5 buildings out of the ice and with less than 4 mech damage. I think these are all very doable. Oh, hey, look at that! We got another glowy mountain. There is one pilot left, not yet unlocked on the unlock screen. Let's, I think there's almost no way we won't have time to get this, right? We can do that. In fact, a jump to here may turn out to be a pretty good move. Yes, it has turned out to be a very good move. Okay. So, this guy's going to break a building out. This guy's going to break a building out. Let me see here. If I do this way, I get a couple of kills. Sorry. I get a kill and a severe weaken. You're not really accomplishing anything, but also I can't make you accomplish anything. I think I'm just gonna... I'm gonna acid somebody. Probably... We're almost certainly just gonna kill this guy with the sword, right? So... give you the acid. I guess I could jump over there and kill him now, huh? Yeah, that's probably right. Now remember, the only thing that matters here is that we make it to the end of this island without having any mechs destroyed at the end of battle. So I need to not do things that would make it impossible for me to accomplish that goal. Yes, I mean, this sure looks like a sword, right? And then we can do this. And you get pushed up there to break another building out of the ice for us. Do I want to just sword this guy? I don't love wasting the sword charge, but also these things suck. And what else am I going to do? Like, I can jump to nowhere? Yeah, let's just do that. Alright, so we still need to get 2 buildings out of the ice, but I think we're making good time on that. And it looks like the enemies are mostly going to ignore the buildings this turn, which is... which means we'll have time to go grab the strange object. So it looks like they're going to force me to do some of the breakout here. What a weird decision to have made. Like, to stack up like this so that you're definitely damaging each other. I'm just going to grab that. I think I'm going to actually wait. I'll shoot this guy after I move out of the way here. You know what? Honestly, I'm not going to let that guy kill his friend, because... Wait. Let's do this way. Yeah. Because that way we have this dude at 1 and another guy dead. And if I just break a building out right here, then we are all set. Oh, we gotta do some repairs. Okay. So we are going to have 4 enemies up, which is not ideal. Oh, but also, what am I doing? I'm putting like all kinds of effort into this objective that doesn't matter at all. Even after talking about how the objectives don't matter at all. The only thing that actually matters is the pod and the robotics lab. So... how do I want to deal with the stuff we're seeing now? I mean, our power levels do matter a little bit. Taking extra building damage is bad for us. So what, we just like... we could use the smoke. Yeah, so I'll like move here. Smoke that guy. Nope, I can't jump now. I'll kill my buddy there. Yeah, that's actually really bad. Let's try that again. I really want this reactor. Reactor is not optional. So I could move to here, and then, yeah. That's how you do that. Move to there, then jump. Very carefully, not losing any of our units. We can just smoke like that, handle those guys, and you just get the heck out of the way. Take that. Bully him a little bit. And look at that, we've unfrozen all of the buildings. Okay, 2 reactors for us, and possibly a new pilot. And we might, I'm not sure that we'll see the new one. We might see one of the ones we've already seen, but honestly, at this point, I would not turn my nose up at a Zoltan, I think. Oh, the other one, a Rockman. +3 health, immune to fire, with +1 move. Interesting. So that's actually our last pilot. That's not important for what we were doing with the series, but it's cool. It's cool to have the last pilot. So do we want to... +3 health is probably not better than armored, and I think 1 reactor is valuable here. Although the reactor and the 3 health are actually pretty comparable, which is to say the 3 health is better. We have +1 mech move, which I do like, but I think I'm fine keeping Abe, probably. Yeah, that's fine. So I think we're going to go... we could go Pinnacle Garden and then the easy mode mission, or thermal dampeners and then Pinnacle Garden. Yeah, let's do Pinnacle Garden. And we will actually accomplish that. We will defend the robot factories because they will cost us power if we don't. You're getting both of these. We're going to pull this and make you do 1 less damage to yourself, and then the next reactor we get can put you up to a whole hell of a lot of damage. Yeah, alright. I think this is right. It's cool to have unlocked all of the pilots, too. So here we can bait this guy into moving there. I'm not sure what the value of that is, but we certainly can bait him into moving there. It's actually pretty not... it doesn't really matter. We can just, like, stand here and do the sword attack, so that's fine. So I'd like to go into the final... ooh, another reactor. Awesome. I'd like to go into the final battle with max power if we can. So what is the way that we want to do this? Obviously, I'd love to kill that guy. I think I'm going to move the nanomech here. And then do this. That'll clean those up. Of the nanomech, push this guy onto a spawn block, and like I said, just use the sword, because I do not even want to deal with this guy. I guess I could have jumped here and then used the sword. That maybe would have been better. Yeah, because that kills the artillery mech here too. That is a small error. I'm sure recoverable. I don't think worth using a reset on. It's a beautiful sentiment there, Abe. You crazed murderer, you. Well, it's a pretty strong case to be made here for the other sword charge, right? Kills both of these robots and the Scion. It doesn't really matter which way I do this. This way leaves me with less total health of enemies on the board. In fact, that way lets me clear the board. That's clearly the right way. So I would expect that we're going to see a lot of spawns on this turn. Yeah, alright, that's not so bad. So we can do this. This will break the rock open, which will let us finish this guy off with the nanomech. Which is good, because actually, still needs some XP. And then... here, unfortunately, I don't actually have a good way of hurting this guy without also hurting other stuff. So I think I'm just going to do that. Block a spawn. Okay, well, that is something we can certainly deal with. Oh, this is a little awkward. Our leap mech actually doesn't have the health to perform a jump safely. Well, you know what? It's silica, so we can do a repair and then the jump. Yep, and then you get out of here, and you get out of here, and we're good. Alright, so this will be the reactor that lets us do 4 damage with the unstable mech, which is awesome. Okay, also a Mercury Fist. That is huge damage. I think I'm going to stick with the sword. The sword has a lot of utility. Let's install this. Alright, so now he's doing 4 and 2. Pretty great. And this has got to be right. Yeah, it's going to start with some buildings shielded and stuff. Yeah, this is definitely the right place. So... unfortunately, I have no way of knowing what's going to unfreeze first, so I can't really make any decisions about how to manipulate targeting. Alright, well this is not ideal. It would be better if we used the jump mech for that. And then I think we can apply acid through the ice without breaking the ice, right? Yeah. I think this thing has 5 health, whereas the other 2 frozen alphas only have 4. Let's just drop you. And you. And you can also have some acid. Yep, this was definitely the right map. It turns out to be quite easy. Okay. close is Abe to his max? Oh, you know what? I think this is going to just barely not level him up. Oh, that's not even him. What am I thinking? Yeah, that's why he's not maxed out, because he's flying the nanomech. It might have been right to swap him onto the unstable mech for a mission at some point, just so that he could hit the level cap. Because who knows, he could have gotten something useful, right? Okay, all we have to do here is not lose a pilot or the mission. And honestly, I feel even more powerful than we were the first time we did this, so I think this is going to work out for us. This guy's just going to move to here since we offered him a target, which is pretty okay by me. Oh, or he's going to choose not to engage in combat at all. Also fine, I guess? Weird, but yeah, fine. So we can kill the Firefly leader right now. Will make my life a lot easier. Let's just do that. This is a very good sword. And then you... I think I'm just going to smoke this guy. Trying to figure out where the best place to lay the smoke is for optimal building coverage. That seems fine. Make it very difficult to attack this 2-point building. Yeah, this sword is actually really, really great. I don't know what I was thinking, even considering getting rid of it. Alright, well... I'm planning to jump to here. We're going to push you onto that spawner. We're just going to obliterate you. 8 damage, no big deal. Feels like we do 8 damage all the time now. We're going to be a little bit careful with Celica's health. I'm actually kind of pushing it. Okay, remember, it doesn't actually matter that we protect the corporate tower. I am not afraid to lose it. Or a bunch of buildings, frankly. So, how do we want to do this? I can just jump out of that. Like, if I use the nanomech to just push this guy up... and then we jump to here. Obviously, I had to move the unstable mech first. Right, this jump heals me back to 2. And then I'm just going to heal again, I think. Alright. So we just have 4 enemies left on this final turn. There's no way they're going to do enough power damage to actually threaten us. So really all I have to do is prevent our mechs from dying. Okay, they seem to have really fixated on this one particular structure. So now preventing them from having it is a matter of spite, which I take very seriously. Let's see. So you just move out of that. The sword is not particularly relevant in this situation, unfortunately. So obviously we've got it. By the way, like I could just move these guys out of the way of the enemy attacks and hit end turn and we're cool. But now I want to see if I can actually save everything too. Because it turns out the game is fun to play. So, like... right? Your hull integrity's fine. Look, you have 2 health. See? He's perfectly calm now. To be perfectly honest, I am almost 100% certain we could have perfect islanded this. I think we got very powerful. That sword was a heck of a find. Alright, there we are. Immortal. So, let's get the heck out of this timeline. I think... I'm trying to think. We're about to do a random, so I actually have no idea who's going to be useful. Armored and +1 reactor is a really good start to absolutely any mech. So is 2 HP, 1 move Silica. I think these are both... Actually, all three of these are really great. Sorry, Ariadne, you're just not quite up to the bar. You know, I think I'm going to go for this. Plus Reactor, I think, is definitely the most powerful bonus, and he's the only one who has it. So, check that out. All of the standard mech squads, all of the achievements. So, I'm very excited. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. We're going for a random squad. It's going to be a long run, because we have to open 5 time pods and raise our grid defense to 30%. Absolutely doable, and remember, we don't actually have to win. We just have to, like, probably get to the end of Island 4 and not let our grid constantly blow up. Feel free to leave votes for the custom squad in the comments. The thing we have left to do is beat the game. Let me pull the overlay back down here. The thing we have left to do is beat the game with 3 different mechs from the same class. So, here are the classes. Feel free to leave your opinion on which 3 mech team we should use for that. And then we're actually doing the outro. Thank you so much for watching. Come back next time. It's going to be a long, weird game. And we'll see you then.